Hello my lovelies and welcome to the channel. How are you? I don't know if you're feeling anything like me, but this weather's got me feeling a bit exhausted. Kids have gone back to school. For how long I'm not sure. We've got snow here in the northwest of Ireland. It is melting, but it'll probably turn to ice. You know, I'm just hoping that the school's going to stay open. Anyway, I'm going to do something just for me, to look after me. I'm going to make myself a really nice herbal tea. So I have got some ingredients here for the tea that I have either grown or foraged myself and dried. And I've also got an infuser cup. So this is a glass travel cup, and then it's got a wee infuser pod on there that just screws off. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to heat the cup up. It did have like a cork grip around it, but it's been lost in the mist of time. So I've boiled this kettle and I'm just going to warm this up. It's not going to take long, I'm just going to swirl it around. It's just going to keep my tea hotter for longer. And get rid of this. So the next thing we want to do is to load up our tea ingredients into the wee diffuser or infuser. The first thing I'm going to do is put some calendula in. Now I really love calendula in herbal tea blends. It's just really soothing and gentle, and it gives you a feeling of well-being. It's great for the gut as well. Try not to lose any because it's precious. So I've got a couple of calendula in there. The next thing I'm going to put in is some dried meadow sweet flower. Again, this is really good for the gut. I made a curry from scratch last night and there was something in there that didn't agree with me, and I've had a heartburn and a lot of indigestion and burping a lot, so this is going to help again soothe digestion. And it also smells really lovely. It's quite pungent. When you walk past it on a summer's day, like, you know that you've walked past meadowsweet. And when I make a cordial out of it, I actually prefer it to elderflower. I describe it as elderflower's grown up, slightly more sophisticated big cousin. Not that they're related in any way, shape or form, but that's just how I like to think of it. I'm not going to put too much in because too much gets a little bit overpowering. I'm going to put some red clover flowers in. Now, these are very good for balancing hormones, so if your hormone levels need to come up, they'll bring them up. If they need to come down, it'll bring it down. So it's an adaptogen, and it's also just very good for a whole host of things. So I'm going to pop a few of them in here. Put a couple more. And then I'm going to pop some plantain. So this is the ribbed plantain. You get two types that are very common. You get ribbed, which is the big long leaves, or you get broadleaf, which is the shorter fatter leaf. And I put this in because it gives the tea a really nice mouthfeel. It gives it a kind of viscosity, and it just makes it nicer to drink. So I'll put a couple of these in. And I'll attach that to the lid. I'm going to pop a little bit of honey into the bottom of my cup just to sweeten it. Don't have to do that. I don't always sweeten my teas, but it is quite nice to have a little bit of sweetness. I'll just melt that off with the hot water from the kettle. melted the honey a wee bit, and we'll top that up with more hot water. Just about there. And we'll put the infuser into the cup. Now, if you're quite pedantic, you could cover this with a tea towel just to keep it warm, but I'm going to be drinking this fairly soon. I would advise leaving it for at least 10 minutes to infuse just to get the benefits out of it. A lot of the sort of herbal tea bags that you buy ready-made, everything's cut up so fine, so it infuses quite quickly, whereas I'm using the whole parts of either the flowers or the plant, and so it takes a little bit longer to infuse into the tea, but also I like it really, really strong, and leaving it for that time to infuse allows all the medicinal properties to come out. Anyway, I have a job to do out in the polytunnel, so I'm going to take you with me whilst this infuses. So I'll see you in a wee minute. So as you can see, the snow's starting to melt, but it's probably going to freeze into a slushy mess this evening. Anyway, onwards to the polytunnel. So David was out shooting yesterday and he's come home with a load of venison backstrap. So we need to get this taken inside and put in the fridge. So it's been snowing, so it's been cold enough for these to hang out. We just didn't have room in the fridge last night, so I thought I'd better come and get these sorted. We'll just take these down. You'll have to excuse the banging from the farm. I think they're putting feed into the feeder before milking. But these backstraps, I'll show you. So this is the side that's come off from the spine, and then you've kind of got this silver skin, a wee bit of fat there. That all needs to be trimmed off before it gets packed away and put in the freezer. But we have some plans to try something interesting with these backstraps. Just a slightly different way of cooking them, and to see if it's any nicer than what I do normally. Oh my goodness, these are covered in hair. There's going to be a lot of tidying up to do on these. Just trying not to overload the tray so that they don't fall and get filthy, because stranger things have been known to happen. Whoa! Nearly! Just caught it in time. There's a fair pile of meat to land on the floor. Balanced. So as you can see, well, I don't know if you can actually. Here, let me readjust. The polytunnel's pretty bare at the moment, and it's being used as a bit of a storage space. This is always what happens in the winter time, but we're hoping to start getting a few things planted out in the next wee while, be it indoors or into the ground, so we can maybe get some salads ready for early on in the season. But we won't get a whole lot of planting done until maybe the beginning of next month, starting off tomato seeds and things like that. We were talking about maybe starting off the chili seeds, because they always take forever to get going, and then it's a really late harvest. So let's kind of watch this space, and as we go through that process, I will take you guys along and show you what we're getting up to, because it's always interesting to look back and see what worked one year and what didn't work, so we can learn from that, and hopefully you guys can learn from our mistakes, or where you could pass on some wisdom to us, things that maybe we didn't know. It's all one great big learning experience, and you know, I'm really happy that you guys are coming along on the journey with us. So anyway, I'm going to take these back straps and put them back in the house. When David gets home, these are going to get tidied up, so I will show you how he trims them up, because he is the butcher in the house and he does a really, really good job. My knife skills are nowhere near as good, so I would like you guys to see how somebody does a good job on it as opposed to making a hash of it. It's too precious to waste any, so we will come back when David's home and we're working on this. I've finished my outside chores. The meat's put away in the fridge. I've been and got kindling and logs and coal, and so I'm ready for this cuppa, and I'm really, really going to enjoy this. Probably going to scald my mouth a wee bit, but we'll see. That's just right. It's exactly what I need. Anyway, I'm going to go and sit by the fire, wait for the kids to come home and enjoy this cuppa. He's a good boy. I think Angus has got the right idea today. Just stay by the fire. Good boy. Angus is smelling an awful lot sweeter. The other day he smelt of disdain and disgust when he disgraced himself. I took him for a walk and he decided to rugby tackle his way into some fox poo. So he was not impressed when he got hosed down. That sounds like the snow is back on again, or certainly the hailstones. Joy of joys. Welcome to winter. David's a bit shy, and he's also decided it's time that I learn how to do this properly, so he's going to walk all of us through how to trim up a back steak. So, what am I doing first, David?
Take that knife.
You've got...
Little sharp one.
Yep, small sharp knife.
Okay, turn that like that. There's this piece of meat here.
Okay.
And there's a silver skin in between, which is a bit of sinew.
Yep. In
between the piece you want. That is trim, but we'll use that for curries and dice and stuff.
Okay.
Yep, just cut in like that, right into the board, and do it right away from where it starts. Yep. So, let's get it out of the way. Go for trim or burger meat or something.
Put that there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flip it over.
Got lots of lovely, well, not lovely, silver skin. This is what makes your steak tough. If you leave it on, when it cooks, it contracts up and it makes the steak sort of curl round on itself, and it's just not very nice. So it's quite important that we take this off.
Mm-hmm. Right, the best way to do it, to be honest, is to take this now, flip it back over, sorry. Okay.
Yep.
Take that, cut a piece off this first set. Remember, you're going to trim a little bit off the front there as well, but trim off a piece that you think's about the size of a portion. So it's about there. Cut through it, but don't cut right through the board. Don't cut through to the board, but cut through to the to the silver skin. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
yeah,
you're okay.
Okay.
Nice and lightly on it. Don't cut through them.
No.
Right, and then turn your knife. Sorry, don't do it toward yourself. Do it away under there, like that. Okay. And just hold it like that, and then you can sometimes just pull this, and that comes off. Flip it over. There you have a beautiful piece of meat. That there looks like trim, but it's all that silver skin there. But,
okay.
Okay. And then turn it that way, and then do the opposite that way. It's a wee bit harder this side. So keep your knife as low as you can at the bottom. You don't waste anything. And just keep going until you come through the other end. Okay, just keep going.
Plug that up.
But it's okay, just keep going. There's nothing to waste. It's all burger meat if you don't.
Oh, yeah, I've got a bit on there still.
It's okay. Slide it underneath it. That's it. Just keep it, your knife angled up slightly, but just sort of not too much. It's quite sharp that now. So. Yeah, perfect. Get around to that fatty bit there and take off all this. There's a big lump there. take all that off as well, if you're wondering. That's it. You need to go underneath that silver skin. That's it. Yeah. Flip it around a wee bit and take that the other way, wipe it off. Use a wee knife if you want, handier for you.
It's a wee bit just here.
You're going to trim that. That's it. I would just scrape that bit there off as well. You can use that for
Angus will enjoy that.
yeah, it's burger meat or go in the nice mince pan. Yeah, so put that over the other piece. Now keep it in that piece, yeah. That piece there can get trimmed, scraped off as well.
Which way
I
to
know
do
it's
it.
always a bit funny there. Use a wee knife, handier for you.
That's why it's always good to have a selection of knives.
You can work on it off. That's it. Anyway, scrape it. Yeah.
It's actually easier just to pull the silver skin, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Save wasting anything. Yeah, the dog can have the rest.
Makes excellent dog food.
Right, I would just give that, just take out the edge off there. It's a bit dark, but it's been, just do it just nice and just a little thin slice off, just to take it away. I can go for the dog pile. But it's been exposed to the air, it goes a bit darker in colour.
Yep.
Right, that's perfect. I just flip it over now, and it's a matter of just taking a thin slice off.
Making a hash of this.
You're not. Just take your time with it.
You could be really, really pedantic with this, couldn't you?
Which I am usually.
I'm not as patient as you,
Yeah.
but I enjoy the results when you do it. Probably taking a bit much off there.
Because it's been hanging for a few days, it needs to be, you need to get it off the, anything you take off it's on the outside, just throw in the dog food pile.
Okay. What's that there? The hair. We don't want hair.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And I just leave you to do your bigger piece now?
Yeah.
It's all them little silver skins. Do you want me just to do it quickly, or do you
No,
I suppose
no.
you need to do it now?
Well,
Sometimes if you just, let me see that. Sometimes you just get underneath the silver skin there and just take it all off.
Okay.
And then there's that trim there.
mhm.
It's just waste anyway.
Okay. Just trying to take as little off as possible.
Yeah. Alright. It is really just, it's just a silver skin really.
Hi Dad, I love you. Can I help? Can I help?
You need to be in bed, mister.
Well, can I help?
Not right now, because we've got very sharp knives.
Okay. Well, Mom, the knife that you're using is very small.
Mhm.
It's small and sharp though.
Okay. The more smaller it is, the more sharper.
No.
Not necessarily.
Well, cause it gets sharpened more. I made.
Right, so there we have one backstrap trimmed up and ready to be put in the freezer, and it looks delicious. I can't wait to try this because it feels really tender. Feels like it's going to be a nice one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the channel. I hope that you've enjoyed this week's episode. If this is something that you found interesting, I would be most grateful if you would hit the like button and also the subscribe button. Until next time, take care of yourselves.